Okay, I did take my car to Discount Tires and I looked to see how bad my tires look, and they do need to be replaced, especially in the front. Okay, so now I have to figure out how much the tires are going to cost me. Because he filled them up, the light is still on, so I'm not sure, why the light won't go off. I know I have filled them up in the past, and, the light didn't go off. So, yeah. I was looking at a video, and it was talking about how some of these foreign countries, when they require, the homes to be painted a certain color or with a certain type of coating, that they have this coating that they use that I guess involves limestone, and the limestone will keep the home cool in the winter and warm in the warm in the winter and cool in the summer, and that was something that they just stopped requiring, right? And I think what they did was they thought they could replace the limestone with asbestos, right? But the asbestos is really a contaminant for our bodies, and we don't like it. It can make us ill and sick, kind of like mold, but worse. Not necessarily worse, but you know what I mean. So anyway, I was looking at it. It looks like the treads the tires are almost bald, so that could be why the light is on. It's like, no matter how you inflate these tires, baby, you need new tires. So I was asking him, I said, so van tires are more expensive than, say, regular car tires, right? He was like, yeah, I think so, but you could probably get a better idea if you go inside. You go inside, they can tell you a realistic price, and you don't have to buy, but at least, you'll know you had the information that you're asking for. It's like, yeah. And I should have went inside, but I was just so afraid that, of course, it's because you need the tires. If they tell you that they can give you a deal, this is what it actually costs, and we'll give you a discount if you buy today, what is your girl going to do? What is she going to do? And then I'll have to go back with, do you have any cheaper tires? Next thing you know, I would have spent a whole day there, right? And I don't want to spend a whole day there. I didn't do my walk yesterday, so I want to make sure I do my walk today. I'm going to go over here where, I feel like I can get a little bit of coverage. It's 75 degrees out, 1 o'clock, and yeah, too hot to be walking in the sun directly. So if we can walk with some covering, and get some exercise in, try to make it a whole 20 to 30 minutes, which is necessary to keep healthy, we'll be doing all right. I really feel good about my meat purchases. I bought some hamburger. That was $3.98 a pound. It was already packaged up. It was a pound, so I got a pound for about $4. So I feel good about getting beef for $4 a pound. Okay, got some brisket and I got some hamburger for $4 a pound. I also got some catfish nuggets, right? And they were $3 a pound. Got some of that. And I got, what else did I get? Oh yeah, and the chicken wings. I got several pounds of the chicken wings. And all of it went into the freezer. And I'm glad, right? Because I did throw out quite a bit of meat that I had forgotten about that was in the freezer. And I know I should not do that. But I did it. And I was like kicking myself when I was pulling out whole chickens, bags of meatballs, you know, and yeah, it just, you know, it made me wonder, well, how long? I knew it was in there for at least a year or two or more years. No, make it longer than that. Those things was in there more than that. I didn't even look at the date, but I know they were in there longer than that. And I gotta be more prudent. That's what I need. Be more prudent. You know, yes, I take the care and I buy economically, you know, but you know, you have to develop a system where you're utilizing this stuff in rotation. And that's what I hadn't been doing, because a lot of the stuff that I would buy, you know, I would buy because number one, it was on sale. Number two, it might have been good for you. And number three, not because I necessarily enjoyed eating it, right? Like, I don't necessarily enjoy, sometimes, but not necessarily enjoy eating corn, right? Now, I do like corn on the cob, but I don't eat it that much. I don't know why I don't, but I just don't. I guess part of the reason why I don't is because you know, corn on the cob, it has the cob that you have to get rid of later, so you have to throw it away. And I'm like, I don't really want to throw it away. And I don't want the extra garbage. So yeah, of course, I wish I could take a walk with my pitties, but you know, that is what it is. You know, they have their life, I have my life, and maybe one day the two shall, you know, be combined. But right now they're not. Oh my gosh, the PD got into some of my paperwork and pulled out my dad's death certificate. It was on the floor. I was like, oh my God, what is this? And I looked at it, it was my dad's death certificate. So yeah, I was kind of looking for the date and the time and everything, but I couldn't see. My eyes wasn't focusing, so I just said no, I could look at it later and just put the death certificate up before the PD just tore it up. Put it away before the PD had a chance to tear it up. So here's one of the things that I was thinking about also yesterday. was here when we buy our plots, right? We know that property is taxed based off of supply and demand, right? And I've never seen it where, property wasn't taxed, right? And so my mind was thinking about cemeteries, right? I'm like, well, if you buy a plot, right? You buy a plot, supposedly, for your burial, right? Whether it's for yourself or a loved one or whatever, how is it that you can buy a plot and not have to worry about, property taxes? Because that's land, right? I mean, the land that we live on, we can pay for our house, but we never stop paying taxes, even if it's paid for. And some land, they won't let you, they won't even let you live on that land unless you have it up to their code. You're like, no water, no sewage, no trash pickup, you can't live here. They'll regulate your property. The guy, he must have had to carry all his belongings with him, because he had a hat and boots and looked like layers of clothes and stuff, and I'm like, wow, it's too hot for that. So yeah, I'm going over here to the park, walk around the park, get my exercise on. I have not been wanting to walk on the treadmill. I just haven't been wanting to do it. So that's some realistic shit that I had faced this morning, for sure.